Hello friends, today we'll go for the second part of the comparator. Here we'll discuss the sigma comparator, its advantage and disadvantage, pneumatic comparators, its application, and the advantage and disadvantage of the pneumatic comparator. Uh, First, we'll go for the sigma comparator. Now, this sigma comparator is a example of a mechanical comparator which does not require any power supply as it is a mechanical comparator. Now, this is a here there are number of components in the sigma comparators: plunger, knife edge, moving block, fixed block. This red color is the Y-arm strip, then the driving drum, phosphorus bronze band, pointer, and the skin. So we'll go one by one. The first is the plunger. So this plunger will come in contact with the workpiece, right? So whose height or a thickness has to be checked, or even you can check the roughness also. Now, a plunger, the blue color is a plunger which is mounted on the slit diaphragm for the frictionless movement of this plunger. Means plunger moves in a linear motion, which should be very free. Uh, Second thing is that this knife edge is connected with the plunger, and the lower end of this plunger is bears on the moving block of this cross strip. Now this cross strip consists of a two block. Here you can see this picture, it is very clear: fixed block and the moving block, and they both are connected with the flexible strip at right angle to each other. This when the force has been get applied on this moving block, this flexible strip try to deflect, and when the force is removed, then the again it's that moving block again comes to its original position. To this moving block, the Y-arm is connected, whose length is L. Here the first stage of magnification has been taken place. So that first stage of magnification is given by L by A. What is that A? A is nothing but the distance between the knife edge and this cross strip hinge. And L is nothing but the length of this Y arm. Now to this Y arm, or the extremities of Y arm, the phosphorus broadband has been passed over this driving drum, whose radius is small r. And to this driving drum, we have connected a long pointer which will move over the calibrated scale. How it is possible? But here the second stage of magnification has been taken place, and that second stage of magnification is given by capital R, means that is the length of this pointer, and small r is nothing but the radius of this drum. Now, how it works actually? Now, when the plunger moves in a downward direction, the knife edge will push the moving block, and to this moving block, a flexible Y arm is connected, and it will also try to move. And to these extremities, as there is a phosphorus broadband, this will try to rotate this driving drum. And due to that reason, the pointer will try to move over this calibrated scale. Now, here the total this is actually the real sketch of the sigma comparator. Now, the total magnification is given by L by A into R by R. Now, student, in this case, we can see that how the magnification is high in the sigma comparator. I have given that M is directly proportional to L. Here you can see here M is directly proportional to the L. Means as there is a length, as per the length of the Y arm is more, the magnification goes on increasing. Second is that when M is directly proportional to the R, M is directly proportional, it means that here if the length of the pointer, R is nothing but the length of the pointer, is long, so it is more readable. So naturally the magnification increases. Third, I have shown that M is inversely proportional to the A. Now, when you are talking proportional to the A, it means that as the distance between the knife edge and the cross strip is less, so naturally the magnification can be increased. And the distance of this A, this can be adjusted with the help of this screw. Here the screws are given. Right? And again, the magnification is inversely proportional to the r, means small r. Small r is the radius of the drum. So as we choose the a very small radius of that drum, again the magnification goes on. It means that in the mechanical comparator here, the highest magnification is given by the sigma comparator, because the magnification has been taken at the two stages. Next, we'll go for the, all these I have written all the descriptions, okay, whatever we have discussed now. Now, advantage. Here, the least count of the sigma comparator is 0.25 micron. As you have seen that there are 2 times magnifications, so naturally the least count is very high, that is a 0.25 micron. Second, bold scale or a long scale, I can say a long indicating unit pointer is shown, and due to that the scale is more readable here. Then as per the disadvantage is concerned, as we know that there are number of moving parts in that, and due to that reason the wear and tear has been taken place. As there are more parts, so naturally there will be more friction, and due to that reason the sensitivity of that equipment goes on reducing. Yeah, this is a next comparator, which is a pneumatic. Here, when we are talking about a pneumatic, means air, right? So first we'll see the principle here. I will describe all these things with the help of example. In the pneumatic comparator, the variation in the workpiece dimension compared with the master gauge by means of air pressure. So naturally the air pressure is required in this pneumatic comparator. So here I have taken the component whose ID is to be measured. So for that I have taken a plug gauge there, means plug gauge is nothing but my master gauge, which has been chosen according to the size of this hole. And now when we are inserting this plug gauge into this hole, then what happens? The back pressure will get generated. So back pressure, actually the gauge is like this. If you see that this is an enlarged view. So when the air is passed, so air will try to come out through this hole. So when we enter the plug gauge, the back pressure will be generated. And that back pressure which is generated is shown by this indicating device. So in this way, the principle of pneumatic comparator works. Here we'll go for the example there. So this Solex is again I can say the pneumatic example of the pneumatic comparator. Why this name Solex is given? Because it is designed by the Solex Air Gauge Limited. In this case, this gauge specially designed for the internal diameters. But if you change the gauging head here, this one we can also use for the outer diameter also. So this is the second gauge I have shown. So with this, with the help of this gauge, we can check the outer diameter also. Here there are number of parts again in the Solex pneumatic comparator. Compressor is used for the because we require a compress here. For that reason, filter, second part is a filter. So here the filter, whatever the air is coming out from the compressor, whatever the dust is there or moisture is there, it will get trapped there, so that the clean air will pass through this orifice. Then the third part is the water tank, which has been filled to a certain level, and in that deep tube is merged. Parallel to that, we have connected a manometer tube, which will give the deviation, or it is just like a scale, which will give the variation in the dimension of the component. This is the orifice through which the air will pass, and it will come out through this jet. Or jet means actually gauging head is also called as a jet sometimes here. Then how it works here? Now, the first of all, a compressed air is passed through the air filter, right? And here the deep tube. A deep tube is immersed into the water tank to a certain level. Certain level means I can say that whatever the air we required or air pressure required according to that. But when we send the air through the compressor, we are sending the excess air than the required, because some air will leak out from this deep tube, and then the constant air is passes through the orifice and it will come out through this gauging head. Now, my friend, what happens here? First of all, this plug gauge has to be set with the master ring. So when you set this, the level in the manometer tube and the level in the water tank will be same, right? So that is very important. Then we can replace that with the component. So I'm inserting this plug gauge now into the component. So when I insert it, if there is a variation in the component, naturally what happens? The back pressure will generate it. And that back pressure which is generated will push the level of the water in the manometer tube as shown in the diagram here, right? So which is shown by the HR. Means H is nothing but the deviation of that component which has to be measured. So in this way, the Solex pneumatic comparator works. I will show the one more setup of the pneumatic comparators. These comparators again which we are using in our lab. Here also we require a compressor. This is a air filter. So compress air is passed through the air filter. So here the air get whatever the moisture it get removed there. Then the air is passing and it will pass through the actually the indicating unit. Here this is complete indicating unit, and to this indicating unit we are connecting this plug gauge, right? And here this I have shown the components actually. And when you want to measure, first I will set this plug gauge with the help of this master to the 0 or at any position you can say. Now insert this plug gauge into the component. So when you insert into the component, if the pointer shows some deflection, if it shows the 0 reading, it means that there is no variation. But if shows the variation, it means that there is a somewhat error in the job, or it will deviate from its actual size. That is how this is the actual setup of the pneumatic comparator. All these things I have written there in more details there, so you can just go through this. Then applications, a number of applications are there. So two application already we have seen that we have seen the internal diameter. Here I taken the example of the bore cylinder. With the help of this plug gauge, we can check the internal diameter of this cylinder. Second, I can show that outer diameter, this is the inner diameter, another one is the outer. So when you are going for the outer diameter means I have to change the gauge. So this gauge is used to check the outer diameter of this component. Third one is the just to check the straightness for the various surfaces. This is the example I shown there. Here actually this line indicates that the air is entering here, and this is a measuring jet. With the help of this you can check the straightness. Then check the height. So if you want to check the height of any component, so this gauging head has to be mounted on the stand, and then the component is placed below that, and the indicating unit shows the deflection there. Then to check the tube straightness here. So here also it is very easy. Then to check the taperness here. If the component is taper and if you want to check it, it is again possible by using the pneumatic. So number of applications are there for the pneumatic gauge, and this is mostly used for the more accuracy, to get the more accurate. And now here also I have shown the example there. We are inserting the plug gauge into the components, and if we can check the roundness also, we can check the straightness also of that component. Advantage: no wear and friction, as there is no physical contact between the measuring head and the component. So what it is, when we are inserting the gauge into the component, there is no direct contact. Okay, that is the reason. So there will be a no wear and friction. More accurate. Why it is more accurate? Because due to that measuring head or a jet, the component get automatically clean, and naturally the accuracy increases. here wide range. As you can see that it is used for the number of applications, diameter, height, square, and many more. This can be easily handled by the unskilled operator. Initially, only the setup is very important here. Huh? Then the indicating instrument can be placed away from the measuring unit. So indicating means compressor and all that we can place away from the where we are checking the components. That is the meaning of that. Yes, very high magnification is there. Disadvantage, yes, scale is generally not uniform as there is a variation in the air pressure. So you know that whenever we are using the compressor, actually there is a fluctuation in the air, and due to that reason, the scale is not linear there. That is the meaning of that. It requires a power source for the compressor, yes, naturally. Yes, this equipment is very bulky, so it is not easy to move anywhere else. So it is not portable. That is the meaning. It requires different measuring it. Yes, as the size of the component changes, so you have to go for the different plug gauge. So you have to change the plug gauge also. So that's why mostly such type of equipments are used for the mass production.